Hello everybody. Hello Microman. We're raving on a Friday night, C64 style. Good. Keep them packed up for later when there's a couple more people. When there's a lull in the coding. Without starting sign. Made quite nice progress. I know you weren't able to see. I think obviously time zone issues maybe, but I was on in the day. You might have caught it. Quite a bit of progress. Give it that tunage. And then I got home from work and I fixed the little issue where it was not finding the end of the level for some reason. So I'm hoping I can actually knock out a level straight away. Okay, that's interesting then. I'll show you roughly what I did. Very simple level manager class is going to have all the patterns in it. Of course, we've only got 2 right now. That's the offset so that we can use the pattern, and not and then offset the Y. A pointer for the current pattern, and level timer is not a pointer, it's just a 16-bit value. One of the problems I was having recently was I wasn't using these by the set. They weren't adding up to the correct amount, and it's quite important that they have to be a multiple of 2. Or, yeah, 2 really. Well, it has to be divisible by 256. You can't do like 18. It has to be like a power of 8 or whatever you call it. The reason for that is we're checking the high byte, and then at certain, that's the low byte actually. Oh, that's just saying if the high byte is 0, return, because that means there's no spawns. Inside here, this is in level 1. So this would be, you'd have several of these for each level, 1 for each level. And we have set offset. It just sets the correct offset. So because you don't want them all spawning from the same place. Then we do the same thing near enough with the pattern. It's slightly less complicated. Because here, I was just at the end of the session, I failed to make the level end, and it was because I was jumping to a return statement. So it was just returning out and continuing through this loop, and I didn't really realise that. Look, that's not needed now. I was trying to jump to there and finish the loop. But it was actually just returning out of here and carrying on. But yeah, then we checked the low byte. That was the reason it had to add up by the power of 8 thing. Because then we can test. There's a set interval between each spawn of the 5. Here's like a level written in sort of plain English. The top, bottom, or middle is the spawn position, and then 1 or 2 is the type of wave. And basically, that's how I've done it there. I load the pointer for the position offset, return if it is one of them numbers. If not, I load it to that, return if it's one of them, and so on for the middle. If it's none of them numbers, that means there's a gap and there shouldn't be a wave. That was where I failed, but now it's fixed. I just jump to increment timer, which is back in here, and it just moves the timer on, and then it will return out of here and start again. And it's looking pretty cool. I'll show it to you. Yeah, that's it. Power of 2, I guess I should say, shouldn't I? But yeah, this spawns 20 waves that I've set up. Of course, they're not really set up to look great right now. But after the 20 waves, it triggers well, I actually end the program and I just set like some sounds off. But you could trigger a boss stage or just the end of the level. I'll let it play through, even though it takes about 2 minutes to get through the whole level. I love how they spawn in there. So we've got loads of control over how they can spawn, actually, doing it this way, and how they move in general. There's a lot more waves to come, I'm afraid, but I'll see it to the end and just make sure it does get to the end. Might be near the end now. So this is either the end coming up now or it'll go to the top. Yeah, top. Okay, so we've got 3 tops, 3 bottoms, 2 mids, and then it's the end. It takes ages. Yeah, it's cool how they stack up slow and then they all launch. I quite like that. It was an accident, that. Sprite overlay, I'll try and help you. I'm just going to make sure this does end the level when it says it's going to. We should have 3 bottoms. We just said this is the second. Then 2 middles. But yeah, fire away. I'll try and help you. We can even maybe have a look at it, doing it on the screen. Although I do advise to just use my double buffering routine. And it ended nicely, that's good. But yeah, fire away. I need to maybe, well, I need to make better flight paths, really. Have a sprite spawn right in front of where all the craft come out. I think I understand what you mean, but I don't understand the purpose of it yet. But I mean, of course, when we spawn them, we know the position right at that stage. So we could either store a value if we didn't want to spawn it right away, or we could just spawn, draw a sprite there. But I'll wait for your more detailed one. Maybe I've got the wrong end of the stick. Yeah, that would be very simple. How I would do it would be, I should have created folders because it's getting a bit untidy there. Call it sprites, but I think I'm going to call it objects this time. Yeah, we could have any object. I'll do it now. For example, like it could be a wormhole, or maybe just a small mothership. A little sprite of a mothership that sort of sits there and opens its hatch or something. Yeah. I mean, of course, I've got to be wary about the amount of data I waste because my style of coding here is not brilliant on the memory. So unfortunately, I don't get to fit in many sprites. No, it's not messing with it. I'll do it separate. I mean, it's completely separate from what we're doing here, what you're asking. It will be related, but it's just like one additional step. It's no biggie. I'd create. I mean, obviously, I've just moved these, so I've got Put objects there. Wormhole. Easy to draw, isn't it? The ships are 16 wide and 8 high. Could put the wormhole being 16 by 16, but let's do an 8 by 8. It's just easier, isn't it? But I'm going to draw it in ZX paintbrush. I mean, it looks absolute junk, but doesn't matter. Something quick. Okay. So it looks rubbish, but we'll get the idea. It's a wormhole. So it'll have a position. Tends to be best to put the Y there. That's about all we need just to draw that. I'm having connection problems again with my Streamlabs. I hope I don't lose internet again. If I do, I'll come back on when it comes back. But this would be a good point to set the oh, good. I just wasn't getting chat. It was just a spinning disc. Funnily enough, we only need the Y position for the wormhole. The X could be a constant. Let's just I don't even think we need that actually. See, the only thing is, normally I have a draw routine inside the thing, but it's not really needed for that because I could just draw it right there. How long would it appear for? I guess I would treat it separate. I'll give it its own draw routine and position and everything. I'd also have like a time. Sprite editor. Oh yeah, maybe I'll close that. Good shout. Funny enough, I think 50 is longer than 1 second. I think it's running quite slow this game already. Started doing it like this now, it's just easier. Make sure I don't miss anything. DE. Okay. So we basically set it to true. Hello Moz. That sounds clever, Micro. Yeah, I should get into using macros. I just avoid them. I was taught that they're bad practice like ages ago when I was learning C++. Someone taught me that, and I didn't really know why. But I must admit, using Unreal Engine with macros, like you get forced to use their macros, and it just was a headache that I didn't really understand. I just avoided them so far. But I mean, they're basically like text, as far as I remember. It's a bit like a constant, but with a function inside it. So just wondering if I should check the alive ball here, and then I just call that every frame. Probably a bit cleaner to do that. They come out of a giant eyeball. I mean, my wormhole looks more like an eyeball, I think, anyway. It's not a very good wormhole. Oh yeah, I saw your message, keep it simple, stupid. No, this is going to be good. I'm going to spawn it right where the enemies spawn from. And I'll spawn this on top of them, so it'll look like they're coming out of it, sort of. Or I might do it the other way around, you know, it'd be easy to check. Do either anyway. I mean, if I was writing C# now, I'd have like set X, you know, obviously wormhole. But I don't know if I even need that, do I? That's just unnecessary data being wasted. I start doing that when I can just load, I can just set it from wherever I want. So all I have to do is just set the Y position, set the X position. If the X is always going to be, there's 2 buffer and then 24, so 26 would be off the screen. 25 is where we want to be at. Yeah, no probs. It is a good exercise, something to do as well. So I was gonna just do the background, I think. If not, it'd be nice to make a big boss that appears at the end as well. Or I could make it so that the lasers actually kill the enemies. That'd be a challenge. Doable. So once again, I just call this every frame, and when I want to see it, I just set that to true and make sure its Y is the correct thing. I'm going to then tick it up a counter. When it gets over that, we'll kill it. In fact, let's have that in here. Do the same thing with that. Weird it's not auto-completing that. Pickle. I'm always in a pickle. I always forget to leave the A off there. Put the A on there. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so it goes over a lifetime. Perfect. So that's going to do a timer. If we wanted to move it, we could there. This is going to draw it. I'm wasting a byte there because I could use what we've already got with H, but I quite like it here, having it like we don't want it to move. So every single time they're going to have a warp hole that they come out of then. I think. Maybe it is worth having just a thing to say set alive, because then I can call it conditionally, kind of. Spawn wormhole, why not? I think it's DE that already has the position stuff I want. Check that. Of course, I'm caching the actual offset. I can just take it off that. I said that earlier, then I just forgot it. So as long as we do it after set offset, we're all good. Okay. We've already got his X. That's it, I believe. So now in here, after we've done that, I think that uses the same registers. Do we actually use any registers? Just A. It doesn't really matter where we do it, but I'm going to do it down here. And I'm going to stick with my decision to do everything in this upper file, but normally I keep this really clear, and then in level update I would have all these, but I've done it this way round now. So I'll try it this way. Try with the wormhole on top, drawing wise. I think that's it. Yeah, try that. It's quite a lot of hassle just for a wormhole. But, oh, it didn't compile. Didn't include it. Oh, it still didn't compile. Oh, I've used a capital Y. Come on, wormhole. No wormhole. Definitely no wormhole. I wonder if all this rubbish has got something to do with it. Doubt it, but nah. This is a good exercise. I thought this would be done. Did I call wormhole spawn yet? Yeah. I should probably also. I don't think this will fix it, but I don't want to spawn it if it's already spawned. For one wormhole only. And then I'll do a sound so that it at least calls that, we know. I didn't see no wormhole. Got to be something to do with the drawing I've probably done wrong. Do you reckon it might be, yeah? Let's try that. Oh, also, maybe I put the X too high. Ah! That's why. The way I've loaded X. That should work. Oh. Hopefully. Yeah. It looks absolute junk, but it's there. It needs to be bigger, doesn't it, for a start? Oh, I wonder why that took so long to update. Ah, that's kind of cool. That's showing us how long it's took between that and that. I wonder if that'll make much difference. Equal level time. Oh, thanks, Micro. Thank you very much for the bits. See, this is another case where my comments not accurate there, isn't it? Using H. I'd either have to push pop or just load it. Just load it for now. Still think that's going to be a bit slow. Maybe we need to. It'd be annoying to have to call wormhole spawn from inside. Ah, why is it spawned up there? Yeah, then it moves down there. It's so weird. In that case, what I'll do is go into set offset, which is kind of cool actually because this is level specific, so you can spawn a different type of wormhole or whatever for each level, whereas before it wouldn't have unless I changed it to a pointer or something. Really, we want as soon as it changes. Oh, I know why. It had nothing to do with what I just said. But about how we had it. I've just forgotten what. Oh yeah, it's obviously still alive. Yeah, so it was still alive. It was waiting to die, and then it got moved. Hopefully this should be good now. Ah, okay, it's dying and then getting respawned. We should see it move. Yeah, at least it moved at the right time. This is where my pea brain kicks in, and because I feel like I've already solved it there, I'd have another ball saying like, "Has it ever spawned?" or something. You know, so it only ever done it once. Perhaps I could just have. I was just wondering whether I should put it in a constant. I was thinking I could, instead of, because I'm using a whole byte anyway, I don't need just true or false. I could have like, you know, hello SJ Odin. Hope you're well today, mate. Yeah, I could just have a bunch of states, couldn't I? Wormhole states. Um, ready. Not DB. Equal. So that's like pre-life. I hope I haven't already got a live. You're going into a class about programming. That sounds fun. Depends what you're programming and. Where do I program? No, what? Python. Oh, okay. That's something I wanted to learn, but I haven't even bothered to learn that yet. So instead of checking is alive, we check the state, pair it to ready. If it's not ready, return. Set it to ready. Good luck, bro. It's a good, why not? It's not that hard to learn if you try your hardest. Keep trying. What happened with me was, for ages I couldn't understand hardly anything. I just copied everyone else's work, tried to fiddle with little bits of it, and eventually I just one day understood loads of it all in one go. And then that enabled me to start my own projects without any help. And then when I ran into specific problems, I'd write for help. Yeah, lots of repetition. I do a lot of that. Yeah. So this is nothing like Python, what I'm doing here, but I'm loading the accumulator with the state I want it to be after it's dead. So finished. Stuck. I'm in stuck. Undo. Yeah, just keep trying. You'll get it in the end. There's loads of good tutorials, books, all sorts of things to help you nowadays. I said it to the last person who asked me that. Join Stack Exchange. They'll teach you how to ask a decent question, and by doing that, you learn a lot because you go through a load of steps before you ask the question. Otherwise, you won't get a good answer. By the end of it, you write the question. You've already answered your own question a lot of the time. So only draw it if it's alive. So if it's not alive, return. That might just work now. I want it to stay alive a bit longer than it did before. Oops. Line 14. Ready is undefined. Oh, wormhole ready. Hopefully that'll work now. Oh, if it ever compiles, that is. Oh, I haven't saved it. Where's that wormhole? Oh, it didn't even load. That's weird. Should do. Python, as far as I know, is a scripting language, and people will be able to answer you more clearly than I will, but of how it's compiled and interpreted or something. And then this is assembly language, like almost directly related to machine code. But it depends what you're trying to do with it, because I just mess around making games, simple games, you know. But if you want to write really in-depth software, Python's probably the way to go. Or C++. Just wondered why that didn't spawn there. Because it's ready by default. Let's try that cool sound again. See if okay, it's calling that a lot. So I know it's spawning it. Oh, it should be wormhole. I have done it right. Why isn't it working? Just try it without that for a second. Oh, I thought I got rid of that sound. Still didn't see it. Yeah, the higher level you go, the more abstracted it is. Plain English style. It's strange, I had it drawing a moment ago. Ah, idiot. I should probably change. Let's rename that. Wormhole visible. Oh, thank you for the follow, my man. Many thanks. The Reddy's a bit of a cruddy name as well, but I'll leave it. I think it's going to work now. Ah, sugar. There was some. It changed that as well. Okay, let's try it. Oh, a little wormhole. There it was. Not for very long though. Try. Not sure if it needs to be power of 2 or whatever it's called. I'm going to try 32. Okay. Hey, there we go. So we can control exactly how long it's on for. Oh, it hasn't appeared though. Ah, I need to re-init it so that it's ready to be spawned again. If I put that to ready, it's going to do the flickering thing again. I need some little middle ground, some little gateway between this. Although, hang on. Yeah, see, it just comes back. Not what we want. Call it re-init. Load wormhole state with ready, basically. So where do we want to call that from? Sorry, I'm skipping around that. There we go. I'd say probably in this increment bit of the level. Try that. So, oops. So it should spawn, stay there for a second or two, and be ready to spawn in the next position. No, it doesn't look like it's worked. Let me just hide that a sec, see if it is that causing it. And then I think I've got a solution for that, if it is. Yeah, so of course I want to check the state, make sure it's finished. So unfortunately it might still just flicker constantly now, just like it was before. There's still not much of a gateway there. I need it to be finished and something else maybe. Try it first. Yeah. Yeah, it's a better sounding name for it, isn't it? Definitely. I'm sure I've overcomplicated this already. There's definitely a simple solution to this, just to get it to work now. It needs to be set back to ready after the void. No, when? Perhaps on this spawn thing we need to make sure it is ready. And what else? Let me roll a smoke while I have a think about this. I know it's something really, really simple. Like one little thing will sort it, but I can't quite think. Let's look again at the spawning, because I basically want to know that the spawn is finished. Like, or basically, it spawns the wormhole. It needs to say wormhole is spawned. Then when the wave completes, it needs to say wormhole is not spawned. So that when the next wave starts, it does that. I've just lost track of exactly where to do that. Right, it's been here. Oh, yeah. In the same way that we kill the enemy when it gets to the edge of the screen. You just need to check if H is 0. We're using a pointer there in that instance. Oh yeah, of course we do want a pointer. We want to check if we're at that. If HL points at that, then we know the wave has ended. I mean, the downside of that is as soon as the first enemy gets to that, it will trigger the wormhole being ready. I'm reading your message. Counter does get reset here. But good idea. Maybe you're right still. Counter. I did obviously comment that out. But it would just stay there the whole time, wouldn't it? I mean, that's another solution, would be to do that, to have it there the whole time. But I'm not going to do that. I can get this one working. Cool wormhole reinit. Just checking if that didn't happen. That's where I've confused myself, because I've called this spawn wave, but it's actually called every frame. It should really be called like handle waves, something like that. Update wave. Yeah, that's it. You've got it. That's it. But not the counter. It's the position. The counter's something different though. That's the thing. The counter's constantly going up. That's only 0 once right at the beginning of the level. Um, Funnily enough, L is still it's the level timer. Yeah. Hmm. I think that's in cage. No, I don't. I still see a problem with doing it like this though, because there's 5 enemies, so one of them's going to reach it first. Another problem with it is if you kill the enemies, then we don't want it to go through the flight path. You know, the player kills. It's got to be a simpler way. Mhm. 1/3. Not sure what you mean. Sorry. Yeah, but well, in my head, I was thinking of setting the reinit only when the thing reached 0 on X. That wouldn't work for me, if it didn't make it to X. Damn, I just know this is so simple. It's timed. We've got the timer working. We know that it cuts it out, but for some reason, where I'm spawning it is wrong, isn't it? Like you quite rightly say, I'm going to have to relate it to the timer instead. Got a little idea here. So H and L is already pointing at the level timer when we reach here. So when L becomes a certain number, like 252, try that. So I don't want any timer for this. Actually, I'll keep the timer and I'll put it up here, like I was about to do. And I'll just return if it's less than that. Sorry. It's more than that. Still see some problems with this though, because there are some instances where I allow the high byte to tick up a few. Who'd have thought it'd be such a bum? Wow. Unless just from here I can do it instead. What do I do? No, it's not really that good. Oh my god, it's hard. I can think of a way of doing it, but it involves having all these the same. You know, it would end up having like it like this, just for the wormhole alone. That's not going to be any good. Just all about when we set it to finished. And then when we set it back to ready. Bloody hell. Alright, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go. Flipping out, actually. It's really hard, this. Because of the stupid way I've set it up, we're calling this every frame. Maybe. Wow, I'm struggling. Wormhole spawn time. Just have it up a bit of it. Bummer. So when it gets spawned, we set that to H, because H is already. Then in update, check We want to make sure that's getting that. I know it ain't, so no. It's so confusing. I'm basically saying if it's gone more than one or more at the high byte of the timer, then we'll kill it. Turn if it's less. 2 might actually be alright as well. Still concerned the same problem's going to arise, it's just going to trigger back. I think I've overcomplicated it again. Just I had an idea then and I've bloody forgot it. Put it back how I had it. Because at this point and this point, this is the first enemy getting spawned and this is the last one. And it's a jump. But it always jumps to the same routine. But we could perhaps have one called spawn last and spawn first. So this really should be only one shot. Oh. So I can simplify wormhole again now as well. But the downside of this is as soon as the The fifth one is spawned. The wormhole will vanish like pretty much instantly, I think. So same as when dead, dead or alive. I don't need that. Don't need that. But I hate this IDE sometimes. I think this is going to be called just one time now. It's a bit arse about face, but it does. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Much more straightforward than what we had before. Let's rename this. I hate it. Oh, alright. It looks good. Definitely need that. Quickly look at wormhole again. Don't need any of that. Don't even need that. Full stop, do we? Update. Much more simple. But it did need modifying this level code. Try it, see if it works. Oh, it's reappeared. Whoa. I've got two problems arose there. Risen there. One of them I did think about earlier and I forgot. I think that'll fix the main problem there. No, that's weird. I've managed to destroy or mess up HL somehow. We were jumping to enemy spawn, but now I'm calling it. That might have something to do with it. Not jumps. It was controlling the ships, the actual hull. Look, what the hell? I'll start commenting stuff out first, I think. Could be in the main method, in the main assembly. It's still happening, look. God, what am I doing here? So I'm not even moving the wormhole. Debugger in time. This is going to be a problem, isn't it? This one, I reckon. I mean, worst case scenario is I hope I can just delete all the wormhole stuff and do it again another day, you know. But it was working lovely. I should have pushed it to GitHub because I solved the problem that we had earlier. Just it was really easy actually. No biggie. It's still not. It's still not visible, but let's see if they move properly. They're not even moving on the right pattern. Look, it's weird. They move totally different because they were before. Something I've done in the level manager must be. It must be hard writing notes on this, yeah, because scribble most of it out, I guess. What have I managed to do there? It's when they're moving, isn't it? Like before, it was. Can't explain it. Sounds good on paper there, micro. My head's spinning with it right now. Okay, yeah, no worries, man. It's tricky. Writing it into the chat there. Just trying to see where I move the enemies and trace it back from there for a minute. I think it's all done in here, isn't it? Whoa. Oh, it's all done in the drawer. I remember now. D&E, HL current pan. Pasmo. I think that's. And then I just run the tape. That's why I haven't got breakpoints access and all that in it. Damn. I know it's just the HL messing up somewhere, isn't it? I made a black hole visible again. Oh, I have done that. I'll probably just do my usual way of debugging. This ain't gonna work, I can tell already. Yeah. And I'll just start commenting stuff out from the top. Comment out wormhole.draw. It's already buggered, I can tell. It's too near the top, I think. No, it's the way they move. They were moving much better than that before. I've buggered something up in the level is what I've done. I'm just updating wave. That's it. They're stuck together now. They were moving better before. Like it's not moving along the right flight pattern or something. I don't know. It's very strange. I mean, I should be able to get it to. If I just remove the wormhole code, I should be able to get back to where I was. I was in a good position there. Still draw sprites independently, completely of this code. It's still buggered. No, see, it wasn't like that before. Let's have a look. Spiky by the logo. Love it. Awesome. I love it, man. I'll get that on Twitter soon. Nice one, man. No, that's all irrelevant. Yeah, I'll have to check out that show. I haven't seen it, I don't think. Oh, they're working there, aren't they? Okay. So I found a problem here at least. It didn't like how I was jumping. Or not jumping in the right time. Hmm. I wish I had the split view option here so I didn't have to do this. It spawns one. Suppose I could copy that whole thing there and have first and last. Just to add that in. Jumps. That's what it is. It returns out when I because I jumped to it. If I jump to that, yeah, that'll probably fix it. I may be called a minute ago. But if not, I've got another sort of solution. Which would be to load this every time underneath. Like there. Oh, and do the repair and all that. So not there. There. Okay, possibly it works now. Doesn't look good. No. Sugar. I'm guessing it's because it returns back here. Maybe a return there might be what it needs. But then it's still going to just return to here, so I guess a return here as well. Nah. Oh, I don't even need them returns. I need the conditional jump for that. Still hasn't done it. Baffling how it even works sometimes, with it? Like how that even worked. Am I even compiling the right one? Yeah. 60 cell wobbly circle. Sort of like Scooby Doo. I'm gonna check that show out though, it sounds cool. Try one more time with all the returns there. Now I've got the jump Z. If not, I've got one more thing I can try whilst I'm barking up this tree. Hello, it works. So the returns did work in combination with making sure I had the conditional jump. Yeah, it's a shame I lost half the people watching messing around with that, but did get there. Vanishes right at the right time now. I wish it was a better sprite. I like how it seems to appear a little bit before they do, but I hate how it vanishes slightly before they do. But there's not a lot I can do about that, I don't think. Somehow delay this would be the only way I can think of doing that. Oh, I guess I could just put another interval here. That'd work, wouldn't it? I think you have to make sure it's not too high because you don't want it overlapping the waves. Try 5. And then I shouldn't really call it spawn last. Just call this. Or jump to that. I suppose I don't need to jump there really. That probably would have helped if I was jumping there. I actually think. Oh, I'm jumping yet. I was going to say. Alright, alright. Yeah, I get it now. Um, Maybe I actually want to call there. I can't quite work it out in my head. I struggle with it after long sessions, especially after work. Level manager. Oh, I can do that. Oh, little wormhole. Still went away too quick for my liking. Hey. Thing is, this is times 16. I don't need to outlast the actual enemy. Oh, that's perfect, look. Perfect. 7 might be even more perfect. Degrees of perfectness. Oh! Are you kidding me, Moz? Wow, man. You're too generous, my dude. Oh man, you shouldn't do that unless you really can afford to, then I won't complain, but wow, thank you, my dude. That means a lot to me. And this black hole is looking sharp. Gift box mayhem from Moz. I think half them people haven't been haven't been in here for a while. I haven't seen Vulcan for a while. Cheers, Moz. You're an absolute legend. Oh yeah, I was going to push that to GitHub. Make sure I don't lose this. It's perfect right now. Well, black holes. Do they really? The dosh does go to me, mate, but I don't know what bits are and how much they cost. But it seems to me that I get 100% of the bits. I don't know whether that's right, but maybe they charge more than I thought. They were a penny per bit. But yeah, like I say, I'd love to make more, like make enough money to do this properly, but unfortunately, can't rely on just you folks for that. What I'm really focused on is trying to make good content and attract even more people. But obviously, it helps massively with boosts like that along the way. And it's going to help the algorithm surely as well. You know, Twitch will notice that. Okay, I'll have to switch that into pounds for my. So they take 5%. That's actually much better, I think, to be honest. Because I'll be fully frank with you. I'll load it now. I won't show you it because obviously there might be some sensitive data on there, but I'll read it out. It tells me broken down. I seem to make more out of the bits, to be honest. Oh yeah, so it costs £15 sterling for that's yeah. So they literally keep a very very small amount of bits. Let me read it. It's just loading really slow. But I noticed it the other day. I thought it was a bit stingy. The gift subs they seem to keep even more. But I wasn't going to complain. But they do offer a good platform. I'm not complaining that they have a cut. You make your kids watch. Do they have more money than you? That's awesome. That's incredible. Yeah, good stuff. I've nearly loaded it now. I've gone this far. I may as well read it out. How much I've got from it so far. I don't think it's included any of this stuff you've just done. But so far I've made $12 from bits and 15 from subs. All subs. But that's including like how many subs now? Quite a lot. Oh no, that's from 6 subs, it says. Amazing. I think the bits seem pretty good. Like Twitch seems to leave them alone, I guess. Oh man, that was really nice of you. Thank you so much again for that. Can't get my thoughts straight now. Oh yeah, we've done the black hole. I've just uploaded it to GitHub. I have one more look at its glorious black holes. That's what I should have called the GitHub. Glorious black holes. Oh, it seemed to go away a bit quick again. That's funny. Oh, Moz, you got to stop, man. Don't get regrets. But thank you. Wow, man. You're a dude. Thank you, my dude. I think 7 was our sweet spot here as well. Seemed to be pretty nice. And then maybe I should do the background or collisions, perhaps. Such a shame you can't have sounds, though. I don't know how to do sounds without pausing the game. You have to make your own sounds with the ZX Spectrum. But he had 2 bits. Hopefully it's because you've been so enthralled in this coding adventure. I hope so. It's better for you than beer. Yeah, definitely stop now, but thank you very much, man. Now, I'm quite happy to stream here every night and not get a penny for it, to be honest. Thank you, Micro and Moz. Fucking legends, honestly. If I excuse my own French. But honestly, I'm happy with just the odd 50 bits, like a week, once a week or something. Like it's like a little tip, you know. That's all I really would. I'd be happy with that. That's what I would give if I was watching. Choices now. Where do we go next? Awesome, Moz. I love it, man. Thank you very much. What do you reckon next? And I could do something boring like changing the colours of the screen. Or I could try and add firing in. I am a bit worried about the collision detection actually, because the sprites themselves don't actually have a position variable. I don't think. Have a look. Yeah, we'll have to look at what point in the wave that in the flight path they're on, which is here, the step. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. Oh, it's just doing it in such a way that it doesn't eat the processor, innit? Perhaps I'll leave that one for, I'll do it in the morning when I'm alone and I can really think about it rather than hack something in here now and have to live with it. Yeah, exactly. Let's do that. Let's change the colours. It's a real easy one, isn't it? I think each level will have some different colours maybe. Sometimes maybe you go into a red bit of space or something like that. So I won't make it like a global. I was going to just put background. No, I will do that actually. And then we can just have a colour pointer or something, or a colour bit. And I'm just going to pop it in the main. It's Starfield, why not? Be adventurous from the start. Try aim high, aim for the stars. So, right, for now we'll have a constant for the colour. Should I get into the habit of calling them attributes? I think I should. Space is a little bit of a weird, like, could mean a few things, couldn't it? Make it look like hover images. I saw on Twitter briefly. I don't go on there that much, but I saw they had pictures of Jupiter. Not sure I could make a game that looked like that. Could try. Black paper. That's zeros in it, I think. Guess white ink for now, innit? Might as well stick with the same sort of naming conventions. Oh, Spectrum taught me how to do the background with the LDIR, but I haven't. I can't remember how he done it, and it'll take me too long to figure out where he posted it to me. I'll try and look up LDIR on Z80. Maybe it'll show me. I wanted to roll one more smoke here as well, so I can read this at the same time. It repeats LDI. We load D and E with values and H and L. Increments DE and HL and decrements BC until BC is 0. Sounds pretty easy actually. So BC would be. I mean, I actually quite like the way I do the memory, where you just start it from the start of it and then go up until you find the end. But I'll try this way, which I'm told is cleaner. I don't know actually, because that increments DE and HL. What's the purpose of doing both? Oh, it's used for copying segments of data. So that's if you want to copy a whole like background. I just want to paint it all black, so I don't need to do that. Point it at the start. I might already have them constants written up. I think I have. Oh, there's a joke. I forgot about it, Mofo. 5:30 PST joke time. Why do women rub their eyes in the morning? They don't have books. That's a good one. Because you did say you had 2 jokes, didn't you? You waiting for the other one. Where's the best place for women's knees? I don't know. I know. That's a good one. Pretzel style. Is it going to be that straightforward, or do I need another? Normally I have an end bit, don't I? Oh, increment. Just try it. Never that straightforward. No, see. Oh, I didn't include. You took a picture of Jupiter. Oh, I saw Mars out of my window the other day. I could tell that it was Mars. It was really big. And oh, that looks cool, man. Hey, don't you reckon you could link up your computer to the? Whoa, what's that second one? The wave thing. I wonder if you could link your telescope to a computer. To get it to digitally record the image on the. Yeah, yours looks pretty goddamn cool, man. You've got a pretty decent telescope there, haven't you? I know when I looked at the moon out of the telescope I used, it was pretty crappy. Yeah, Mars came right by my window. It was so big, I could see it glowing. And I ended up downloading the app because you just mentioned it. It was just after you'd mentioned it. And I downloaded an app and pointed it and it said Mars. I was like, yeah. Supernova. Really? Yeah, it does it. That wave thing was crazy. It looked like just CGI. Like a graphic designer trying to make a cheap logo. It just uses like a wave. Good ones cost a fortune. That's a shame. They'll probably come down in price over the years. Maybe. Glass is the key. It's a shame they can't just digitally do it somehow. Plug like a million diodes in, you know, like a load of wires, light sensors. You'd never really be looking at the real thing though, would you then? You're always looking at a digital image of it. See if we get a black background. But hey, Spikie in space. I need to do F because it's spacebar because pressing F is a pain in the ass with these controllers. Maybe even like a different default than white would be better. I actually knew someone who had a really good camera and used to take pictures of planets and the moon and all that. Right, so that draws the background to the colour we want. That's brilliant, man. Sounds brilliant. Have you ever seen a comet or anything like that? Is there any of them visible? Or is that one of the holy grail type of things, seeing a comet? What else do we want to do on this starfield while we're at it? Perhaps just randomly generate like a dot every now and then or something. Yeah, it's nice and dark. Do you reckon I should keep the border black even though the space is black? Or would you have the border like a different colour perhaps? You only go to there. If you go left and right, you sort of get the point that you get the border. Hail Bob. I remember hearing about Halley's Comet. Awesome. I saw the eclipse, if anyone remembers that. The first one, the good one. I was going to say you can see them up in Scotland, can't you, sometimes? I think where my mate lives, in Denmark, you might get them as well. Sweden, sorry. Was at the same time as Halley's. I knew I was quite young. I think I was about 15 when I saw that eclipse. I am really interested in space, but I'm a bit like I am with everything. I don't know all the technical details of stuff. Is Vancouver up north? No, okay. Yeah, I'm sure you did. It got down to Wales at one point, didn't it? I remember reading about it. It's been visible in Wales before. I'm trying to think about spawning stars, and I'm kind of thinking of just like drawing a dot for 2 seconds. Or yeah, I could draw one. I could draw one like that, and then just bit roll it to the left until it's gone. It's a brilliant idea, actually. I think. I used to love that show. I used to love Patrick Moore because of Games Master. So I was blown away by that show, but I never watched it enough. I had loads of different things I was doing around that time. Yeah, he's a cool host. I like that idea I just had though. Spawn star. Rather than that. Yeah, he was brilliant, Patrick Moore. Is he still alive? I think he is, isn't he? He got two monocles. That's brilliant. They need a new bad guy with two monocles. We should create one for one of these computer games. So I'm going to need an array of stars. Oh, God. And I guess they're actually going to be quite chunky when I think about it, because it'll need to have a dead. It is hilarious. You came up with it, man. It's really brilliant. I can picture it fully like a cartoon character with two monocles. Evil bad guy. Yes, a star, believe it or not, it takes quite a bit of data, this star field that I'm thinking of. Because it'll have to say if it's alive or dead, so it's not just always there. It'll need a position for X and Y. I was going to say I could do it randomly, well, will be, but it still needs to know its position so that when we move it, it stays where it was. And it actually needs to have its own copy of that so that it can roll it. This is alive. X, Y. and then Starbite. And I think that's all we need. And then if we say we want like 10 of them max, I guess it's probably just best to do that so I don't have to worry about how many there are. A's already loaded, isn't it? If it's not dead, that's when you go to the next. Bonkers. Sometimes it sounds like I'm reading it out of context. Holy bonkers, bonkers and loaded dollar. Or is it just SS? I can't even read. It's very small on my screen. Did he? You remember it well, man. I've only got sketchy memories of that show, but I remember loving it. But as I say, I didn't watch it enough. It was one of them shows I used to miss because I used to go out clubbing a lot back then. Used to come home sometimes early and it'd be on. No internet back in them days. No probs, micro. No, I'm apologising because I'm the one I say stuff and then I forget and I get back on with coding and then I read a message maybe only 5 seconds later and I don't know what the hell it's on about because my short-term memory is shot. Oh, not in kayaks. That's what a mistake I make every time. He did die. Ah, that's a shame. He died and the rest of television died with him. Most of television was already dead long before he died. It rings a bell, Micro. I'm gonna have to look it up to see if I've seen it. No, I don't think I have. Maybe I have. I don't think so. It looks kind of cool though. Star Trek rip-off light. Did it? I'll have to check it out. Same with that Lost in Space. I'm definitely going to check that out because I'm watching the Next Generation still. I'm still missing the original. I prefer the original so much. Lake 7, I've heard of it. I'm going to Google it, see if I remember it. Wow, I've never even seen that logo before. I don't remember that whatsoever. Yeah, it was a bit. Must have been. Sometimes there's lots of stuff that was before my time but had reruns when I was a kid. But like even Star Trek did, but I never used to watch it. Not until I was much older. Well, now basically. But I've been meaning to watch it for like the last 5 years. I can get almost any TV series, to be honest. I'm a pirate. I'll definitely be able to get that. I'll check it out. I'll do it tonight, in fact, after this stream. Let's try and get some stars working though first. Yeah, that sounds good. I can't wait to watch that now. So here we spawn a star. Guess we want to give it a random position and all that. Oh, what am I doing? Dr. Smith. I'll see if I find it funny. Unfortunately, I never get enough time to watch as many. I do enjoy a good series, but I never get time. I never find the time. Starbite. I guess. Yeah, I need to do it in here. Colonel Clink. I've definitely heard of him about a million times. I think my brother used to tell me about him. Colonel Clink. Right, that's spawning. That's the spawn done. Keep it the same, innit? Keep doing what we're doing. Fortunately, we've got this array of stars. Not load. Keep doing that. I used to be good at typing, believe it or not. I used to work in an office for 8 years. I did used to watch. Oh, thank you, Micro Man. Much thanks, man. And yes, I did used to watch Flash Gordon like on the TV when it used to be on in the mornings. You were right. We used to love that. Me and my sis. Thank you, man. Yeah, Flash and Ming the Destroyer or something, wasn't it? Ming the Merciless. Ming's the one I remember out of it. Flash, I sort of remember him. I must have been proper young when I was watching that as well. I think I was like under 8. I think, but like I say, my memory's not brilliant. But they sure. See, I don't remember that. I don't remember them being short. I remember thinking they were properly, even when I was watching it, I was thinking it was proper weird and old school. Like, it was like, what the hell are we watching here? So conveniently, I've actually got a draw sprite. Oh, 8-2. That would allow us to have bigger stars, but it's more data again in it now. So that. Unfortunately, I have to copy that. Make another one. It's like the smallest possible draw, isn't it, that we can do, I think. But what am I doing? Oh, I've just realised I haven't like I haven't the word like truncated them or contained them into a certain size. I remember this being a pain because my window size is 24. Back channel. Oh, same back time, same back channel. Yeah, I remember that. Adam West got immortalised in Family Guy for all the wrong reasons. I don't think he minded. Yeah, I've just remembered. I need to make this be. This is a right pain. Is he bonkers? Yeah. I mean, I never noticed that, but Family Guy sort of pointed that out to me. It's the same with Patrick Stewart, though, isn't it? He's an American Dad, isn't he? He's like always a nutter. Have you ever seen American Dad? Patrick Stewart in it. Yeah. Like, I miss that. I haven't seen him like do that anymore. Is it Family Guy? Yeah, and American Dad doing it because he's his boss in the CIA. I think that's right. Anyway, I remember doing this already. We need one of between 0 and 26 is what we want, or 0 and 24 actually. And it's pretty tricky to do that because we can do and 15, and then we have to do and 7 and add the two together. Extras. I watched Extras one time and loved it, and I've never watched it again. I should watch that. I forgot all about it. It's Ricky Gervais, isn't it? Just to get this working quickly, I'm just going to and 15. I think it's 4 ones. I know it is. Yeah. And then this one, I want it to be all the way up to 192, really. But I'll just do this. So these star fields, they're restricted. They're not. They can't go across the whole screen yet. The best. It woke me up, I tell you. Thanks, Mud. No, I'm definitely not complaining. I'm learning to concentrate. So I think the spawning's all good. So this should be simple. Ah, of course, it's actually IX plus 3 because it's only 1 byte, the sprite here. So now, if I call these, it should spawn some stars, but they won't move or anything, and they'll just stay there. I might just test it. I'm trying. Let's do it. Let's call it spawn stars. Well, it's just 1 star. If I return there, that's probably what I want. No, actually, let's let it continue on. But spawn stars. So it goes through and looks for all the alive ones. So we're always going to have that many stars on the screen. As soon as we kill it, and then it'll just put it somewhere else. At the moment we're not killing it at all, but just trying to work out where it's best to call these two from. Init. Oh, there's no init. Oh, yes, there is. We've already done that. Spawn stars. This is going to actually be like. See, again, this is basically the update loop now. So it just constantly wants to make sure there's all these stars are alive. Seems good to me. Oh, we didn't need that anymore, did we? Wormhole update. Of course, they want to be right at the back. Did I not make Starfield draw? Yeah. Let's try it. I think that'll work. I'll give it one more look over. Should be good. We should just get 10 stars somewhere doing nothing. No, we didn't. That's a shame. I was expecting to see it. Just wonder if I do that so we can definitely see it. Oh, what? That's why. It wants the pointer. Probably best to change this one thing actually. Let's call it draw star sprite. I won't even do the or anything. So it has to be pointing at the correct star, current star. Whatever, let me have a look. 65. It's because, where was it? Starfield. It's because that's a 16-bit and I'm loading it with an 8-bit value. But normally I put like enemy sprite. So that would be a 16-bit pointer. And I think even this would work. But what you'd find is it would actually get that and then the next byte after it as well. And it would just be 2 bytes of data in there. That'll work now though. Because as long as IX is in the right place, which it is, it'll find the right thing. Yeah, it's confusing, it is, with the brackets, especially with the IX one. I find it even more confusing for some reason. Because you're getting like, you can't get a pointer from that, I don't think. Maybe you can do that. But that would just be, that would probably work actually, to get the pointer for it. I probably could have just done that, you know. Just took away the brackets and left everything else the same. But these stars are going to be long streaks now, I think, because I didn't change the value. Oh, it still haven't appeared anyway. Let's try that then. Oh, sugar. Actually, that's okay. Leave it like that. I'm not sure that works. Probably will actually. Oh, did I? No, I did rename it. I did. Sugar. Find on this. I've got to undo this now. No? Try that. No, it doesn't like that either. Okay. The same thing. So you can't get the point of it. You could probably that might work. Doesn't even like that. You just can't get the IX pointer, it seems. Weird. I think my other way was better. The way I was going with it. More simple. Which one's that? Sorry. The one I just deleted, maybe. Oh, hang on. It could be more simple than I'm making it. Oh no. Just for now, let's just see if I change this to, I missed it there. New star. I'll check that out as well, yeah. I'll definitely be meaning to do some C64. I'm kind of in two minds all the time. And I think maybe I should like sort of get much better at Spikie first so I can make a game without too many problems. But I don't know yet. I'm in two minds. No problems, Micro. I definitely won't be on too much longer. I don't want to completely knacker myself out. Although I think I've got a week off that I've been promised for a while. I think I've got that next week. What I want to do is see if this draws now. Now I'm just directly using that constant. No, it still doesn't. In that case, I feel like that probably would work once I figure out why the whole thing is not working. Good night, Micro. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the bits. Everything it means a great deal to me. He's robbing that 8-bit show and tell. I got him confused with someone else when I said I didn't like his channel because I do like. He's the one with just the hands, isn't he? That he puts his hands on the keyboard. You don't see him. I was confusing him with someone else. I like his channel too. Did I set it to alive? Haha, I didn't, did I? There's our reason. True, will do. Got it. That's why. Look, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. On my tiny screen, that looks amazing. Of course, I need to refine the thing here. What I probably need to do is something like load BA, call rand, and add AB. So that will do something like that. Something similar with that, but I'm going to be happy with that one for now. That would be fun. That does sound like a good idea. That's what I'm worried about, whether my brain can handle it. Because at the moment I still struggle with this, and then if I'd went and done some 6502, maybe I'd be even worse at this when I got back. Do you know what I mean? But I can at least do like a hello world and draw some sprites on the screen and stuff like that. I'll just try that out to start with. This should look pretty smart now. I think maybe I'll need a few more stars. That SF double. We can always delete some, can't we? So that's pretty good now, considering when there's a main menu and stuff, I have a way of making it be more random. Right now it's going to be the same every time, isn't it? But also bear in mind that the UI on the right side is going to fill up some of the screen. I actually like that. Next thing to do, maybe I will call this Spawn Stars. Actually, In this next bit, we can actually use that as an update loop. And I'm just going to look up about, I think it's SLA I need. But can I do that directly into the IX register? I think I can. Excuse me. So actually I think I can just literally go like that. Won't even bother commenting it, I don't think. So the only thing is that's going to do it before it even shows the first version of it. Just wondering if I can get around that. I think I'll try that. Just leave it like that. Oh hey. So then let's comment it for those who might want to read it later. Compare that to if it's 0. I just want to make it dead. Let's make it more obvious what we're doing. Yeah. We should have a random star field now, just randomly generating. We need to stagger the start of them so they're not all the same. Somehow. That's going to be the next tricky thing for me. I wonder if just a halt. In the loop would do it. No, that ruins everything, yeah. In that case, let's set them all to be alive. So I've got this dead. Alive equals. I have a habit of doing that. Ah, you idiot. God, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm going to make them all alive. And then I'll just start them in different positions. I'm not sure how it's going to matter what order I do. I think this will help. Let's try that. It's quite a lot better already. On my tiny screen, that looks fantastic. When I look at the bigger version, it doesn't look as good. I need to add 2 to the width of this. It needs to have the offset added to it. Buffer gutter or whatever it's called. Buffer side extra. I'll just stick with that. Right, that's going right to the, because remember the UI will have like a different colour. That's why my painting the background code was more complicated last time. I think I've still got it in here. I've just not used it. Paint base attributes, B colour. So really, yeah, now we should have the UI just grey instead of black. Oh, it's still black. Damn. Oh, I've simplified that somewhere along the way. I did have a routine that just painted the background of the window, the game window. I'll dig it out another time. For now, you just have to picture it. There's a channel like at 1/3 of the width of the screen. That is the UI. I'm going to change the border color as well so we can see. Oh, I just left it at 0. What? Oh, no. Yeah, so you can sort of see where the UI is now. The next thing I do want to do is sort out spacebar because I'm using F to fire. It's impossible. So just copy what I've already done, basically. Spacebar is here. So that's the first one we'll come to at that port. So it's not set, it means the button is pressed. And that's it for now. Simple as that. Right, where are we firing? Probably in the player class. You press F. Right, well that was painless. I can actually play the game properly now. And the next one is big nasty, is the collision section. Because the movement is done in a very funky way. The collision detection should be fun. By fun I mean tricky. I'm loving that Starfield though. I have to do something about it not covering the whole height of the screen. Just the same as I did with the X really. I need to use the calculator to work this one out. I want it to be a 192, a value between 0 and 191. Not really possible. See, if I do the same here that I did before with X, but if I do that, that's actually going to be slightly too high. Be like 200. If I do that, it'll be too low, but it'll be a lot better than it already is. I don't mean cool rand either. I don't mean cool that, I mean cool rand. That should be better. Still doesn't quite cover the whole screen, does it? But for some reason it favors the top of half, but it does go down the bottom sometimes. I actually would have thought it was the other way round, because I'm adding 2 every time. So I would have thought it would have favoured the higher end. Hey Micro. Yeah, it's looking smart now, isn't it? For some reason it just popped together there. I mean, I'm pretty confident I can make it fill the whole screen. It's just a case of a bit more hassle here, trying to keep it clean. I think I'm happy with it right now actually, but I'm going to try like double the amount of stars, just to see how the Spectrum likes it. It seems unaffected by that so far. They still move pretty quickly. Swanky. Looking good. I'm not sure about colours, because if I use multicolours, it might look nice, but memory or double buffer issue. What's that? Sorry. What do you mean? The length of it. Oh, or it looks like a glitch. Don't forget the UIs there where the spawn is. Yeah, it's covering the whole screen there, but the bottom is a bit of a problem. Seems to favour not coming down the bottom very often. Happy with that though. Tomorrow I'm going to get that UI showing up. I'll just copy it out of the Spikie Go Skiing game. I think that's probably enough for today. Nothing I can do really quick now. I mean, we do have a paint cell routine, so we could just paint the odd star, like a random colour or something, but I want to maybe build some extra gameplay mechanics in there first. Like the collision detection is going to be quite hefty. See how it performs with that. One of the next things to do. Quite exciting. It could be the best game so far. I can finish it. Again, thank you to everyone, especially Moz and Microman, for the bits and for the gifted subs. It's been amazing. Didn't ask for any more than that. That was lovely. So it encourages me to keep going. I'll definitely be here tomorrow. Nice one. Yeah. Can't wait. See you tomorrow.